Oh, Punky Brewster is back in our lives, and we couldn't love it more.
Yeah, joining us now, the great Soleil Moon Frye. Welcome back, sweetie. You look great, and happy belated birthday. I know you had a birthday last week.
I did. My birthday was a few days ago. Very excited. I do feel younger than ever, which is great.
You look great.
Thank you.
Do you like, now, because I'm 51 now, so in your 40s, you're much younger, but I do feel like for women now, it used to be the kiss of death to turn 40, and now everything is changing. Halle Berry in the new MMA movie.
I am
Jean
so
Smart killing it.
I'm like, I really love it, and I feel so young, except when I go to like a carnival ride.
Oh, yeah.
And the kids talk me into doing like the tumbler.
Yeah, no, that's
and I'm
a bad
like,
move.
I can do this, and then I can't walk for like a week afterwards. Other than that,
Well, I want to bring up Soleil, because I think it's interesting. Coming off of that clip right there, you were talking about dating, and I know you recently divorced not too long ago. So are you back in the dating scene yourself right now?
it's so wild. So Punky really gave me my punky power again, and like the rediscovery. And yes, this whole dating thing is fascinating because remember, like, I mean, I met him when I was like 19 years old.
Right.
And so now there were no cell phones and like emojis. Like, have you ever heard of
dating
like,
apps?
like
No
have you ever heard of a
swiping?
thing called like sliding into DMs? Because
I've
I
heard
didn't
of
know
it.
what sliding into DMs
Yes,
meant.
yes.
And
I've
there's like
heard.
emojis, and oh my gosh, you can do so much with the emojis. I mean, let me tell you, the emojis are like a
Your
whole
emoji
nother
game
world.
is strong,
I
huh?
mean,
Good for
just
you.
like diving
Have
into
there
the
been any
unknown.
nightmare dates where you're like, hey, I don't know about
No. I mean, by the way, I've like, you know, like hung out with like one person. So I mean, like I was like, oh, this person was like my best friend when I was a kid. This is perfect.
You went out with Mario?
I know. I mean, literally. So I mean, this is like, you know, it's all new to me. It's
Well,
all
you
new
have
to
like a
me.
great attitude
Yes.
towards it.
I'm learning. It's like it's the process of self-discovery.
That's the right approach right there. And was it just by coincidence that your character on the show?
Yes, so it's so crazy because they had no idea what was going on.
Really?
While this was happening. So this whole transformation was going on, and I was going to set, and then literally the kids would be running lines with me at night, and they would be like, Mom, is there a hidden camera in our house?
Oh, wow.
Because everything that's going on in the show is stuff that we're going through at home. And really, I felt like the show was so relatable in that way because I knew we were going through so many of these elements at home. And when the kids were saying, Mom, this is what I really identify with, and like they must be listening to us, I was like, okay, we're talking about really real topics.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself getting married again, or just want to be the bird
That's, you know, I mean, you know, I'm on this journey. I'm just
Pump
like,
the brakes, Hoover.
I'm learning the emojis still.
Exactly.
I'm like figuring out what the volcano means. And the
Sliding in those
eggplant
DMs
and
like
all
Trey
these things.
Turner
I
was
What
mean,
with the
does the
Dodgers.
volcano
well, the volcano.
I didn't know there was a
I mean, the volcano to me means like quite an eruption.
Oh, like it was fire.
By the way, is this PG?
Don't get naughty, girls. The girls are getting naughty now. Let's
Save us, Mario.
let's talk
I
about your
mean-
work, Soleil, that you're doing with Core.
Very important.
Save us.
We're gonna save this now. So Core, I'm so grateful to be on the board of Core. We've been doing vaccinations across the country. We've been doing testing across the country. We've tested over 4.5 million people nationwide and over
this the Sean Penn?
1.6 million vaccinations. Yes, Sean Penn and the incredible Ann Lee, and I've been working with them since the earthquake in Haiti. Right after the earthquake, I had known Sean my whole life. And I really wanted to get involved, and someone was like, well, why don't you call Sean Penn? And I'm like, well, he's not really the guy. You just like pick up the phone and call. You know, I mean, that's a little intimidating, but I bumped into him a couple weeks later, and he was like, if you're serious, come meet me there next week. And I packed up suitcases of medicine, and I saw the work that they were doing there, and I was like, how do I get involved? And now we've worked together for over 10 years. And you know, I mean, we had the Dodger Stadium site where we were doing our vaccinations and testing, and now we're in Brazil and India and really global. And so it's next to my children, it's the work I'm really most proud of.
Congrats
That's awesome.
on that.
That's awesome.
Can I be vacuous for a minute because I have a question? Do you know Sean Penn?
Do I know Sean Penn? Yeah, I happen to know. That's a great word, by the way, vacuous.
Vacuous, because I don't mean to be coming off Core, but like you said, you bumped into him. He scares me to death. Like, I think
he's the
one of those
best.
people
By the way,
that I would be so intimidated
Sean
if I saw him.
Literally, he is the funniest human being, first of all, that you've ever. I mean, he's so funny.
But when you see him, so you're at the coffee shop, okay, and you just bump in, do you just walk up and you're like, hey, Sean, like he just doesn't seem very frivolous.
Well,
or
here's the funny thing. So when I was a little girl, my dad took me to see him on stage in Hurley Burley. My father was a civil rights activist, and his father, it was so incredible. I mean, his whole family. And so we really had always connected in that way.
cool.
So I had known him since I was
You
like
had
8.
a backstory.
You know,
Like,
I
if
had a little
him,
backstory.
I should stay away.
So, but Still, he's bigger. He would love it, by the way. And he's amazing.
So you want to help?
You're
good.
You
There you
can
go.
come with me.
Spicoli, I should just show myself out.
Sorry about my
amazing.
stalker little friend right here.
Wait, speaking of stalkers.
But you are doing fantastic, and I'm so
you
glad
so
the
much.
show and professionally. We're going to talk about your volcanoes later.
I can't believe it.
Later.
And really quick, I want more of you and her kids' 90.
Are you going to have to bleep it all out?
No.
My
We're gonna
children might be scarred
We're
for
going to
life.
figure it out. We're going to figure it out. Thank you, Soleil.
Guys, please visit the Core Response website for more information. And all episodes of the all-new Punky Brewster are streaming right now on Peacock. We'll be right back. I think she edited you out.